We know in the 3rd days we are talking about the creation, or the revelation, I should say, of water. Meaning the separate between the Yabasha. Yabasha means land. But Yabasha also means Yavesh. Yavesh means dry. It's very interesting, right? And God makes sure that it will be a border where the land ends, and it will be a border where the water begins. So they will not mix with one another. That's why when you go to the beach, people feel romantic, or people feel connection. There is a secret meditation that actually when you stand exactly where the water meets the land, that's actually the place where God put the blessing. Because that's the border that the water cannot cross the land, and the land cannot cross the water. What is God trying to teach us here? It's true that from God's point of view, there is no limitation. But God put limitation in this universe. That's why He gave us the 5 senses. The 5 senses help us to create a limitation with the way we experience our universe. That's why we look at the universe as a very beautiful thing. Can you imagine that everything will mix up? Like in the beginning, tohu vavohu. The water will be with the land, the light will be with the dark. You will not be able to recognize one from another. So what is the purpose of that separation between land and water, beside the practical purpose that we can go to the ocean, we can build a house, and so on and so on? The idea, it's not a separation. It's basically creation of 2 entities. There is 2 entities, the land, Yabasha, and the mind. The idea of Yabasha and the mind, ולמקווה הקרה ימים, the water is called yamim, ocean or sea. Think about it for a second, how we look at life when we are separating between a certain domain, like a public domain, a single domain, or what we call Carmelite. It's a separation of energy, a separation of frequency. It's not the same when you walk into the water, and it's not the same when you walk out of the water. When you are on the land, you're no longer touching the water. Those of you experiencing swimming in the ocean, you feel different. You don't even know why you feel different. When you go into the water, there's still land under your feet, but you feel already different. Is that because your feet just got wet, or because you're actually moving from one frequency to another? And that's actually the answer, because God basically creates different forces that each force will be in different place. Now, of course, you may ask the question, why sometimes the water take over? Storm, ocean, the ocean take over and flooded the whole city. How can that be? I mean, after all, there is rules. There is rules that you cannot cross that piece of land. Very good question. And the answer for that, because sometimes human, we, unfortunately, acting not in the best way, and we're crossing over from where we are to where we shouldn't be. Some people desire things that don't belong to them. Husband of somebody else, wife of somebody else, house of somebody else, money of somebody else, justice. When we are not keeping ourselves in the concept of love the neighbor as thyself, then unfortunately the water can no longer behave in the way they're supposed to behave. They will not hold themselves in the area where God said, don't cross that area. Because if the human allowed themselves to cross, like happened in the time of the flood, and we're going to read about it in Noah, because they couldn't hold it. Everybody did whatever they want. Then the water do whatever they want. Because that's a mikveh. The water is like a mikveh. It's purified. So the water comes to purify what went wrong. But if we all behave good, no problem. The ocean stay in its place. The river stay in its place. Bezrat Hashem, I hope it will be that way the whole time.